Hello, this is That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And standing in for Downtown Andy, I am John Q. Pemberton. See, I've got the cane.
Well, welcome, and welcome to you, sir.
Good day.
We're here to talk. Good day. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world.
How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. Yeah. Coming down from all of this thunder that I don't like. And
thunder.
The dog and I were thunder buddies for a while today. It got really dark. Like I was trying to work on stuff and then it got really dark and I'm just like, I guess we don't work no mo.
See, I'm putting Downtown Andy off to the side.
Why? I like him so much.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
And as John Q. Pemberton, I can coast.
You can coast on this one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have 3 rules. I know that you have your spinner all set, but you and I did decide on something.
I know this is just
it
is a fidget.
Your fidget spinner.
This is Downtown Andy. For those who can't see, it's Downtown Andy's fidget spinner, and this is how we chose the topic 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
2 weeks ago.
All right, but before we get started into that, we do have rules, right?
We have those rules.
3 simple rules: no judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick. How do you feel about signs from the universe? Do you believe in them?
I think this is one of them.
This is one for me, that's for sure. But how do you feel?
How do I?
What do you think? Do you believe in fate?
Do I believe in fate?
I know
does
it's
Downtown
like
Andy believe in fate, or does?
Okay, I swear to God. Like this, I know it's like a big, broad question and everything, but I mean, truly, because if the answer is maybe, then the answer is yes. You know what I mean?
That's fair, yeah.
You know, it's either a yes or no question because you can't say, well, maybe I believe in it, because if you believe in it even a little bit, you believe in it. Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
I do. I do. 100%.
I had a premonition you were going to show up.
Absolutely. But that's why I want to know about you.
Me. Do I believe in
fate? Do you believe in fate, in destiny, in meant to be, beschert?
I don't know if my answer is going to lead towards my belief in it or not. I've certainly questioned it. I have wrestled with it. I have thought about it. I have wondered, why things happen, how they happen, does this make sense? Does it not make sense? Is this all part of some bigger entity?
Yeah.
I was raised very religious, You
were raised in the church.
Some would argue that, that and fate go in hand.
Well, I mean, there's that famous line from Ghostbusters, where, call it fate, call it luck, call it karma. It is all, it is one and the same thing. People, I have a hard time. I'm hard pressed these days to convince people who believe in God that magic is real, which is real weird.
I had a really difficult time accepting people who believe that magic is real or that there are supernatural forces about or, things of that sort. The more important question I would think is, why is this on your mind? I
mean, it's always on my mind.
But why today?
Well, I've been, cleaning up, tidying my areas, doing a little, summer refresh on, summer's coming to a close. People don't realize that, but it is actually. It didn't just start. It started months ago. And it's coming to a close. So I do all of my tidying up. My God, you have eyes.
It's
and in doing that, I have discovered, several fortune cookies that I have saved. Not the cookie itself. I ate the cookie.
I would hope not.
But the fortune within the fortune cookie, which I have saved. Now my favorite fortune cookie that I have held on to, and I say my favorite not because of the whimsy of it. That's a totally different fortune cookie. But the fortune cookie that I'm speaking of is the one that told me about you.
That's right.
Yes. Right. And ever since then, I refuse to deny. I don't even question it. I refuse to deny the cookie. And I got 3 fortune cookies in the same bag of Chinese food in May that literally said, your life is about to change and just roll with it because it's all going to work out. And that was right before I had my surgery. I lost my job. And, you know, we've been going through all of these heavy duty changes and everything. And as, you know, I'm reading them and stuff, and I hold on to them because I've been called a pack rat, but the fact of the matter is I do have, you know, I have a very sincere attachment to things that I equate to being fated. So I hang on to those things. You know, they're mementos. There are, you know, reminders of things that, you know, have more of a deeper meaning to me than probably the average bear.
I don't think that you will ever meet a bigger advocate for that sort of pack ratting than me.
Yeah, but do you save fortune cookies?
I have.
You save things.
I save
to remind you of the past.
Yes.
Do you save anything? Do you hang on to anything that makes you think about the future?
I don't know that anyone's ever asked me that before. Do I hang on to anything?
Have you ever held on to something that you felt meant something for your future? That you stumbled upon? You know?
Literally everything that I've ever seen as an investment.
No.
Why no?
No, I'm not talking about a plan. I'm talking about something that came into your possession, crossed your path by accident.
Listen, I was raised by a woman who thought that everything in the world was going to be worth money someday. She hung on to, and I'm not even joking, empty Coffee Mate bottles with R2-D2 on the front because they were going to be worth money someday.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I know that's not what you're talking about.
So then answer the question at hand. For example, I've held on to leaves that have...
Well, to each their own.
That have spoken something to me.
All right, as far as like, you know,
I'm talking about fate. I'm talking about destiny. I'm talking about an unscripted future. Or perhaps a scripted future.
The honest answer is I have seen way too many movies and TV shows to give a logical answer.
Well, it's not logical. This isn't logic-based.
All right, maybe logical is the wrong word.
Logical is the opposite.
I've seen too many movies and TV shows to give what I believe to be an adequate answer. Because you see these things played out on stage and screen, mm-hmm. and have for, you know, many times over. I don't know. Because this is a tough one. You caught me off guard here. I'd like to. I will honestly say I would like to.
Okay.
Believe in fate.
But
believe in destiny.
So perhaps you believe in it, but you're skeptical.
The same way I'm skeptical about religion. Like, I grew up being told, you know, believe this, believe that, don't question, you know, and eventually I did start questioning because then things of scientific nature started challenging the things that I was taught as, you know, in my youth. Mm-hmm. And so it's, you know, there were things that started to make more sense to me far beyond the inexplainable.
Okay. I'm waiting for not the revelation or the epiphany, perhaps, but, you know, who knows? Maybe.
I know what you want me to say.
I want to know the truth. Because to me, like, I think about when people, you know, like our generation in particular, a lot of people our age, you know, I mean, we went to school. Everybody went to either, especially in my neck of the woods, you went to CCD, mm-hmm. you went to Hebrew school. It's one or the other. And I was one of the rare ones that didn't go to either. Mm. But, you know, it's like, and all of those people, for the most part, hit a point in their life when they're just like, yeah, I grew up in the church, but I'm an atheist now. Like, I'm an atheist now. I'm an atheist now. I'm an atheist now. It's like, are you though?
No matter what I say, somebody's going to be offended. But
no. This is not offensive.
I'm just saying, no matter what I say, somebody will take this the wrong way. Somebody will be upset about my opinion.
People do get real butthurt when you're talking about something that goes against their core beliefs.
When it comes to the inexplainable, I hope I'm saying that right.
Inexplicable.
Sure. I have, true to myself, have believed that, what I know to be true, definitively, I can believe in. But anything that is up for debate, I can't get behind. I can have strong feelings about.
Right.
But I can't prove that there is a God or an absence of one.
But it's not your responsibility to prove it.
But I'm just using this as an example. I can't definitively prove that. We have recorded evidence that certain people over the course of human history have existed.
Okay.
So when there is documentation to support, such occurrences, like that would lead someone like me, I would think, to believe that, the provable is more sensible than the unprovable.
But that's just it. So if you were to prove the existence of a human being via what, a written history?
Yeah.
What about written history of miracles? Because you talk about at least 2,000 years ago when people believed en masse in the idea of the miracle. And they wrote in history.
I know.
They wrote histories that this was not debatable.
And and to be completely honest, I chalk that up to hallucinogens and freaking misdirection.
So let me ask you this. If you see something with your own eyes, you see something, but nobody else saw it, does it not exist because you can't prove to anyone else that it happened?
Let's stay on that for a second.
Okay.
So
I'm not trying to trip you up.
I know you're not trying to trap.
This is not a trap.
I lost my train of thought, and I'm trying to get it back. That is my take: is that the inexplainable, that there needs to be some form of hard evidence for me to believe in something. If there's not, then anything can be argued.
I'm going to let you keep going if you're keeping.
No, go ahead.
So, okay. Let's say, let's take a real hypothetical here for a second, okay? Based entirely in fact. You come to an intersection, right? There's a stop sign somewhere in this intersection, okay? And you're driving along. Somebody else is in the car with you. You're driving along. You don't see the stop sign. So you blow right through it. No big deal. Nobody else is there. It's the dead of night, right? Trees overhanging and everything like that, because that happens. The passenger in the car, however, says, you just blew through a stop sign. And you go, there was no stop sign there. And they go, yes, there was. I saw it. And you say, well, I didn't see it. I mean,
no harm, no foul. It was an accident.
No harm, no foul. But who's right?
This is like that if a tree falls in the forest.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because it's all on some level existential.
I have had this debate with many, many people over the years. And again, like, this is just me. I can't speak for anybody but myself.
Which is the only person I'm talking to right now.
But for me personally, the contradiction has always been in the sense that, most people need proof to believe certain things, but the flip side to that coin, especially when it comes to religion, a lot of religion is based on faith, based on taking the word for it without proof and just believing, hence believing in fate to a degree, which is difficult for a lot of people, including myself, because without proof, it leads one to question a lot of things. Like I must have mentioned this in an earlier podcast, but I met somebody through work years ago who once told me to question everything. And then he started explaining why a lot of things that I grew up believing didn't make sense. And he started picking apart every little bit of it. And some of the things he was saying to me at the time made sense. I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. And so I started diving deeper into it and thinking about everyday life in a similar way and realizing, yeah, you can't take everything on faith.
I mean, you can.
It's not wise, I would think.
For some people.
But getting back to your original question, would I like to believe in fate? Yes, I would. Do I? I think it depends on the circumstances.
Then that's a yes.
Okay.
Because if you believe in it sometimes,
why do you believe in it?
The answer is yes.
Why do you believe in it?
Because to me, it is a truth. The same way that devout religions believe that their God is true. And an atheist can go up to a devout and say, you're wrong. But we have said on countless occasions, both here and in the real world, not just in podcast land, that an opinion cannot be wrong.
Right.
So when
that's our opinion.
Oh no. An opinion by its very core idea of being an opinion
cannot be wrong in what context?
It cannot be wrong.
Incorrect.
Prove me wrong. Show your work. How can an opinion be wrong?
Okay, well, hypothetically speaking, if someone's opinion is that murder is okay.
So if someone says, I believe murder is justified.
Yeah.
Who says that that's wrong other than the law of someone else's morality?
The body at large.
But the body at large is the law based on an agreed upon code of morality.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe in a different morality,
right,
then your opinion is that murder is justified or murder is wrong, but it's still an opinion.
But then opinions
law is not fact.
But then opinions can be wrong under certain governing bodies.
No, opinions cannot be wrong. Actions can be deemed immoral and or illegal to the same effect. But the opinion that you stand on cannot be wrong.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
You want to Google what an opinion is right now?
And
I can read you what Merriam and or Webster said it was.
Merriam and or Webster.
But my question comes because I wanted to have this conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to have it here because you and I
think you're having it with the wrong person.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, I just mean,
You and I. Andy and I.
You want your
What, are you
husband.
going to take the hat off and all of a sudden become him? Can I see him?
Heck no.
Is he okay?
He's fine.
Okay. So you and I have had this conversation several times, and on more than one occasion, you have told me that because I cannot prove something, what I believe is not true. You have said these things.
Explain.
You have said when I talk about magic, when I talk about, when I talk about things that I believe to be true, and never have I tried to foist these opinions on anyone else.
What have I said to you?
You have said that because I cannot prove my statements, because I cannot provide evidentiary proof, physical or scientific or tangible proof, or evidence.
When did I ever say this?
For example, when I have talked about magic.
I want an example.
I can't give you an example.
I think you're remembering a conversation with somebody else.
So then who is one of us wrong just because one of us doesn't remember it?
Because I don't think I would ever say that. That sounds like a stab to me, and I wouldn't do that.
We have been in the car. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I know we were in the car, and I know we were somewhere around the mall. And at some point, I said something. I probably played devil's advocate on something because you might have made a comment. These are the things, the pieces of it that I remember. You might have made a comment that I played devil's advocate on, and you pushed it to where I was saying, but someone might believe in that. For example, I believe in that. And you have said, well, then you're wrong.
You and I also have a tendency to conflate certain conversations with other ones.
Yeah, but I mean, this conversation didn't not happen just because you don't remember it.
I've said that to you many times.
And I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that in this particular instance, and I wanted to have this conversation with you because upon finding my fortune cookies, I was just curious about, what your baseline is for something like this. I know that you prefer evidence. You prefer tangible evidence.
Mm-hmm.
You prefer it because it speaks to the part of your brain which really sort of grabs with both hands onto what is provable is real. Now, there are plenty of people who would agree with you. There are plenty of people who would disagree with you. And there are plenty of people like me who believe both. Because I think too many people, and this is a broad statement for everybody now.
This entire
not just
conversation
you,
is a pretty broad
not
statement.
just you. I'm talking about everyone who, sort of pit the idea of science versus religion because they're not mutually exclusive. They don't have to be. They don't have to be. Period. They don't. Because you have science, we'll call it science. You have science that can prove beyond the shadow of a doubt factual truths up to a point. And at that point where it dives over the edge into the unexplainable, you either have the option of saying, well, then it is not true, or you take the leap of faith and you say, that's where faith takes over. And some people have both sides of that. I do.
But in real life, do we have laws, institutions, anything that is based off of, fate as opposed to fact?
Not anymore. But you say law based on fact. That's a contradictory statement.
How is that a contradiction?
Because law was created based on morality. Morality is not a fact. Morality is, in fact, an opinion.
I'll give you that, yeah.
For example, in the Catholic Church, you have 10 commandments.
There are 10 commandments.
You have 10 commandments in the Catholic Church. Ask a Hasidic Jew, there are 600 and some odd commandments.
Well, the 10 commandments were derived from the Jews.
Yes, but if you ask sects of Judaism, they were taught there are many more than 10 commandments.
Okay.
So, is someone telling you, well, you're wrong? No, because your faith believes in 10 commandments. But the 10 commandments are not a fact. The fact that someone said God passed down these 10 commandments is true. Someone did say it, and someone believed it.
And someone recorded it.
And someone recorded it. All of these recordings, though, are based on faith.
How are these recordings based on faith?
Because otherwise, then there is actual
that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense because if
God,
don't interrupt me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now it's rule number 1.
I'm sorry. I apologized.
Actually, no, that's rule number 3. If the recording of a document is agreed upon by many, that's not an opinion and that's not taken on faith. That is fact.
So then thousands of years ago.
Take the 10 commandments out of it. If a document is put into recorded history and is agreed upon by many, then its existence is derived from the basis of fact.
Yes. So the existence of the 10 commandments is based in fact.
Yes.
Yes. Now, what about the part where he got them from God?
That's subjective.
So that's faith-based.
Sure.
Okay. But these people all got together, and did they say, we all agree that
Did they say? Was I there?
Well, you're the one with these histories,
I'm not
man.
Moses.
I'm not the people who agreed to document this. Did they all agree?
What?
Yes, God is real and God handed down these 10 commandments.
Probably.
Okay. So where along the line did it become God is...
We're going to get so many letters from the Catholic League.
Bring them. Where along the line then did God become an opinion?
You know I'm not a licensed historian.
I'm
right?
not asking you as a licensed historian. I'm asking if you have a perspective on that. Because it had to have happened at some point, surely.
Listen, I haven't studied my catechism in a long time, and I'm currently a non-practicing, so, like, I don't have it all on hand, and I wasn't prepared for a religious debate.
So let's take religion out of it.
I tried doing that 5 seconds ago, and then you brought it back in.
We're going to take religion out of it then. Okay? Do you believe in signs from the universe? Do you believe that the universe has ever given you a sign that has caused you to question a life choice or something like that?
I think the universe has been incredibly cruel to me, particularly now.
But I'm your wife.
And you're being very mean.
I'm not being mean.
I'm not mean, I'm right.
I'm being probing. Has that ever happened? Now we're in interview mode. Has it ever happened to you? No?
I'm going to go get your husband.
Yeah, go get my husband. Well...
I'm done! George is very angry! Oh.
A little over 4 years ago, a little less than 4 years ago, I can't tell time. A little less than 4 years ago.
All right, what did I miss?
Well, a little less than 4 years ago, I opened a fortune cookie. And the fortune cookie told me that someone from my past would be making a big re-entrance into my life.
A big re-entry.
And that was you. Do you deny my fortune cookie? Don't deny the cookie. Do you think... Okay. This is not a trap.
This whole episode is a trap.
No.
It's a trap!
No. This is not a trap, okay? Right here. Do you think I'm a silly fool?
Yes.
Are you being honest?
Yes.
No, I'm asking you. Now that I can see your eyes, I still can't tell what's going on. Do you think I'm a silly fool?
No.
Okay.
Because I am the kind of person that I'm just, what you believe in is none of my business.
But how do you feel about it?
Again, to each their own. I believe in what I believe in. And if someone, like, you have been witness to people telling me I'm stupid for believing the things that I believe.
I have.
And you've also watched me eject them from our house.
I have. And
you've also watched me eject them from my life.
Yep.
I couldn't care less what someone's opinion is about my beliefs, my way of doing things, what I like, what I don't like, what I choose to do with my life. Mm-hmm. Do I think there are signs of fate in the world? Maybe, probably. But I don't know for sure. I don't have tangible proof. I can't.
And you want tangible proof.
Doesn't everybody? Yeah. Do you not want tangible proof for the things that you believe in?
I don't need it.
I know you don't need it, but don't you want it?
I don't have a desire for it because having tangible proof of it would not alter how I feel about it.
But don't you want it?
Not particularly, no.
Are you sure?
Are
you sure?
I've never in my life focused on I want proof.
Are you telling me that you wouldn't want one of those P-doves out there to come flying in through the door one day, land on your finger, and tell you that things are going to be looking up
in English?
Soon? No, in Pedovidov.
Okay, well, I don't believe that...
Don't let them hear that.
I don't believe that a bird is going to come in here and talk to me.
But a bird in the hand is worth...
It is worth two in the bush.
Why do you believe in fate? Why?
Hang on 1 second. We're back. Sorry about that. Oh my god.
That bird is sending you a sign.
What did you ask me? What was your question?
I think it's pretty safe to say you and I are both getting to the point in our lives where
we should start writing stuff down.
train of thought is just
derailed completely.
Yeah.
Why do I believe in fate?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Okay. Why do I believe in fate? Because to me, I have seen proof of it.
In what form?
In the form of questions answered. Questions, needs, wants, desires, curiosities and everything. Things that, unsureties made sure.
Ooh!
Jimmy Durante didn't go ooh ooh. Do you have something to say?
Does exist because there have been many instances of me thanking karma for doing me solids in the recent past, where I have taken to social media to be like, thank you, and if you want to, this person and that person, wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I mean, I joke about it in the sense that, like, if I'm in the kitchen and I'm dropping stuff left and right, I'm like, the fucking universe hates me. Fucking universe hates me, right? Because it'll happen, like, one after the other in a very short amount of time, and I'll get so incredibly angry.
Yeah.
Or, if something very, very bad happens to me on any given day, and I'll be like, what am I, a shit magnet? Like, why me? Why now?
Yeah.
But that's more in like a humorous kind of joking around.
Right.
I don't know what the word for that, like
a facetious.
Thank you.
Just being facetious.
As far as you and I getting together, sure.
Yeah. What if it turns out that the reason why
I took the hat off so now my brain can breathe.
What if it turns out that the reason why you keep dropping stuff in the kitchen is because, like, there's money, like, under the floorboards?
No, just pieces of dog food.
But what if it turns out that, like,
bits.
that crevice that shit keeps falling into in the kitchen? What if we pried that up one day and found, like, somebody stowed money under there?
That is the universe telling us
Shirley Maisel style
to fill that fucking thing.
And that could be it too. I mean, look, you lost your wedding ring, like, right after we got married.
That's what I get for washing my hands.
And it came back. Okay? You say that the cat had it. The cat had it then hidden somewhere because it was not under the cat box.
Has the universe given me proof? Again, that's debatable. It comes in certain forms. Like, I've heard a million people say, like, certain people can't, wind up together if, these people don't break up and things of that sort. I mean, there's some truth to that, sure.
I mean, that's, yeah. And that's just it, is that those are the things that, some people want to believe are signs from the universe. And maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. But maybe they are. And maybe they are because they want to believe so.
Like my mother was a big believer in, I don't know, she probably heard this from, like, Mother Angelica or something like that, but she always used to say, she's like, your suffering is what gets you into heaven. Now, she was a devout Catholic, and she always...
Is that something they teach you?
It's not something again, I think she just, like, heard some prominent, like, nun or somebody say that and then just adopted it. But she believed it.
Yeah.
And,
And so she chose to suffer?
Nobody chooses to suffer, but, it leads one to believe that if you suffer a lot, not by choice, it's just, right. if suffering is thrust upon you, you're on the fast track to the good life.
Maybe it's not the suffering that would get you into heaven. Maybe it's the surviving the suffering. Maybe that's it. And that's something that is along the exact same lines of what I tell you a lot of the time, is when you ask, why am I a shit magnet all of a sudden? I always say, maybe the good is coming, and you can't earn the good unless you've dealt with bad.
The God's honest truth is this. Part of me doesn't want to believe. Part of me can't help but believe, but part of me just doesn't want to.
You want to believe that it's all in your control.
I want everything to be in my control.
Right.
But,
is it uncomfortable to think that
things are beyond my control?
That things are beyond your control?
Absolutely.
Like, not that they're in the hands of another human being.
Yeah, no, there is a great discomfort that comes with not being able to control things, like death, for example.
I think that's probably a lot of people's problem with it.
Yeah, just most people don't talk about it in, normal conversation.
Well, this is This is just our normal conversation.
Except we had so many conversations this weekend. Once again, another one of those instances where we had so many conversations that should have made it to air. Yeah. And then, of course, when it's time to remember them, to like jot them down for this, and it's like, fuck, now what?
I have begun, and I'm sorry, but I have subjected you to it. I have begun finally rewatching Game of Thrones.
And like I said last night,
yes,
there is only so much medieval politics that I can handle in one sitting.
Now, here's the thing: is that a lot of bits and bobs of that show, right? Everyone wants to call it fantasy.
It is.
It's the genre of fantasy.
Well, there are dragons, and dragons don't really exist.
But did they?
No.
How do you know? Dinosaurs did.
Yeah, dinosaurs existed.
So? Why couldn't dragons have existed? And is it simply fantasy because is it simply considered fantasy because there are supernatural things and, you know, fantastic beasts and stuff like that? Like why constitute it as fantasy?
Because do we know for a fact that flying reptiles existed? Yes, we know that. Okay. But did they breathe fire? No.
Okay, but did Jesus walk on water?
No, that's just a magic trick.
And maybe the idea of fire breathing is just, you know, it's something it's an illusion. Exactly. It's something that people believed because, you know, maybe they had, you know, maybe the dragons did exist and they had such acidic saliva that it would melt things that it dripped on.
Listen, I've seen every Jesus movie there is, okay? Yeah. And like I get it. I understand. I understand why people follow and believe in these things. I get it, okay? But to me, he was just a guy who showed up at a pivotal moment, who taught a lot of people a lot of really good life lessons in the hopes of trying to spread that out. But, you know, personally, in my opinion, it really just came down to politics. He scared a few too many of the wrong people, and they're just like,
"You're not wrong.
We gotta take this guy out."
You're not wrong.
But as far as the miracles and stuff like those are good bedtime stories. But I mean, even as a Catholic, I can't get behind.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know about science and about reality now, you know, now that I'm not a child hearing these stories anymore, like I can't get behind
now that you've put away your childish things.
Yes.
Yeah. I have never, I mean, I went to Sunday school for a little while. And I never could understand the idea that Jesus was the Son of God, you know, but it didn't shake the fact that I believed in God.
Well, I mean,
and now I believe in all of them.
Technically, you know, the Catholics believe that we're all the sons and daughters of God. We're all made in his image. That's their belief, you know. But then what comes into question is, you know, well, if we're made in his image, why are we not infallible? Why are we not majestic? Why are we not floating around?
Well, we are specifically born sinners.
There's that too.
And isn't the whole point to, I mean, you and I have talked about this also.
We went from faith to religion.
We did. Well, it's not a big leap, but you and I have talked about that. The idea that, like, you know, is the point of being devout to emulate Christ? Because
yes, if
he died for our sins, it seems to me like we are born sinners, that we are supposed to sin so that his death was not in vain.
No, we are not supposed to sin because that's not what he taught.
No. Well, he said be cool to one another. Be excellent to each other. Just like Bill and Ted.
Listen, I used to be all about, you know, following it to the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I think part of the reason that you have that there are people in the world that are just like 24/7 sinners is because they couldn't care less about emulating Christ. And take Christ out of the equation, they couldn't care less about being a good person. Like, you don't have to follow Christ to be a good person.
No,
You don't have to go to church. You don't have to follow the commandments. You don't have to read into that stuff. You
No.
don't even have to know who he was.
No.
You know, manners are free.
Manners are free.
But I am not about to. I've never been a recruiter for the church, but I think everybody could probably benefit from reading like a parable or two, just for the sake of, you know, thinking of somebody else before themselves.
I think that I can agree with that with one alteration to your statement. I don't think it has to be a parable. I think it can be a fable. I think that you can read, you know, I think that you could read any myth or legend and learn the same sort of lessons. But in the same sense of reading a parable, I think that, you know, I mean, you get out of it what you want to, you know, and that's just it, is that, you know, I think that sort of brings it back around to the whole idea of fate and destiny, and the idea that maybe you, for example, don't know that you believe in it.
Like, this is something I've never told anybody before.
Oh, okay.
Podcast exclusive.
Oh.
Having grown up Catholic, okay, strict Catholic household.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I've looked down on other Catholics or thought I was better than them or anything.
Okay.
But when it comes to the unbelievable, you know, the mystical, the taking things on faith,
the magic,
it's always felt kind of silly to me. So in my mind, it's like, I'm going to take the lessons that they teach for the sake of morality, but I'm going to leave all the fantasy shit at the door, because the morality stuff makes sense to me. Be a good person, be kind to others, be good to your parents, your children, your friends.
Right.
Don't covet, don't steal, all that stuff, like the stuff in the Ten Commandments. But as far as believing in the walking on water and the loaves and the fishes and the fucking everything else that they talk about, it's just like, yeah, that's a nice party trick.
How do you feel about manifestation?
In what way?
In the idea that if you want something enough, you can make it happen. I'm not suggesting you can change.
Nice idea.
I'm not suggesting you can change the color of your eyes, but like, you want.
There's a lot of.
He laughs.
Because there's a lot of people in the world who, through manifestation, think that they can change things about themselves.
But they can change. Bam! They can change things about themselves if they want it bad enough. If you want something bad enough, and here's
I'm not opening this can of
Here's
worms.
the thing, though, is that if you want it bad enough, you can change it about yourself. You can change any aspect of yourself, any aspect of your personality. And even if you say, you know, like, well, I can't change the color of my eyes. I don't want brown eyes. It's like, they have contacts. Go buy them.
You know,
buy colored contacts, and you have all of a sudden changed the color of your eyes.
I think you made me a believer in real time, or maybe you just unlocked the you know.
Oh, I love this. How?
Keep your pants on,
I'm so
Cecil.
excited. Tell me.
Again, part of me isn't sure. Part of me doesn't want to.
Okay.
I lost a child in 2009. And Henry was born in 2017. I can count on one hand the amount of times that I have ever had to discipline him, yell at him, get mad at him.
Right.
Like, that kid is a saint.
Figuratively speaking.
Sure.
He's not a saint yet.
That must have been a sign from the universe. That must have been the universe telling me, you experienced this unimaginable loss. We're going to do you a solid.
And shit like that does happen.
It's not to discredit Oliver. I love the
no.
kid to death.
Yeah. He's a good one. He's a good one.
He's challenged me.
When I lost Banky, I was absolutely convinced. I'm like, I'm never gonna want another pet. And then I woke up one day and I said, okay, let's just go see. And I locked eyes with this dog, who needs to go out soon. I need to put pants on. I locked eyes with this dog and never turned back. And the connection that she and I have is the exact same thing that I felt with Banky. And I'm like, it's okay for her to come home with me because he's in there. He's in there.
Well, he's upstairs.
But like a piece of him, the piece of him that needs to be with me all the time is now in her. So that, and these are the things that I'm talking about, these faith-based things that are okay to believe in, even if someone thinks you're a silly fuck.
Now, conversely, I have questioned the universe on many occasions in, when like the most dramatic things of your life tend to happen. Like, I can't for the life of me fathom why what happened to my brother happened to him, and I can't understand, why certain things in our family have occurred and why things weren't done differently. And, like, if you ask anybody in the church, they're going to tell you, oh, everything is part of God's plan. God's plan.
Yes, and God's plan, according to Neil Gaiman, is ineffable. Ineffable.
Ask Siri, where's Merriam and Webster?
I found two. Springfield and Massachusetts.
Anyway. I'm a firm believer in the balance of things. I'm a firm believer that, we deal with great griefs in order to manifest great thriving. I truly believe that. I don't think that it's always fair. I don't think that it's always timely. But
you do.
But I absolutely believe it, and no one will ever change my mind about that. And that's the fact of it.
Do you want me to go get you the mug?
You want to go get me the mug?
Do you want the mug? The change my mind mug?
I just that's just it. Is that, and I'm not here to change someone's mind, but I am always curious about whether or not people feel the same way and have agreeable perspectives. But I'm also curious when they don't, why? Because like I said, you will always hear tell of an atheist questioning a devout, but you don't always hear about it the other way around.
About a
devout
questioning
an atheist.
Well, because again, the atheist is the one who gets the Bible printed on him after he dies.
And becomes a tree that you print a Bible on. Exactly. But
I can understand atheism. I understand
all of it.
Oh, what's the other one?
Agnosticism.
Is that the absence of gods?
No, that's atheism.
No.
An agnostic is on the fence.
Okay. I hear differing,
atheism is no God.
Okay.
As an atheist, no God. Grammar.
Yeah.
That's your Latin roots working.
This was an odd talk.
It was an odd talk, and it's probably not the end of it.
An odd duck.
But it was a good one, and it was, it's been a good time. Oh, there go your eyes again. There they are. But it was fun, and thank you for sticking it out with us out there in podcast land. We've had a blast.
Next week, we're back to...
Next week, we'll spin the wheel.
It says, roll for initiative. I don't know what that means, but...
We'll have to look up the rules for D&D. But, yes, thank you. Find us on social media, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's, Tax Collectors and Harlots, and Coat of Arms Tattoo and Love Hard Art. We're all out there. You got something happening, right?
Friday the 18th, we're at the Cellar in Hamden.
This coming Friday.
Is that this Friday?
Yes, it's this Friday. And the day after, Coat of Arms Tattoo in Bethel, Connecticut is celebrating their 1-year grand anniversary. Very excited. Come out. We're going to be doing, flash events. I'm going to be there. Are you going to come?
When? Saturday?
Saturday.
I got to work.
Oh, well, I'll be there.
Oh, gee, go have fun without me.
Well, we can go after work. And yeah, thank you. I don't say it enough. Thank you for our theme song and your open-mindedness.
Thank you for probing me again.
I like doing that, and you like doing it to me
on
but
the
in different ways.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And you probe me off the podcast. And with that, we're gonna call it. And thank you again from the three of us at That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
I am all of the characters you see before you.
We'll talk to you later.